Right, Ebusiama, me na wase na me mo akwa banfamra Ashanti Media. So, unsubscribe to the channel wadaroma na o subscribe wa be kan busuya no se be ya ye de news update bi aba onso nsan betimi aka bie na wahu nsem a ekoso wo ye man Ghana mu. Na Dr. Randy Abbey ebeko anase onko. Dr. anase Professor Smart Sarpong e de nano ato the call for Dr. Randy Abbey to be sacked as the CEO of Cocoa Board. They say obaye no yenhyeda enhu adwuma a oye nani so ene pressure akwakotwe de abre kuafo ne yehwan omo esikasem so ama omo edi abobo omo di atekwe no akofa pressure bebre de abane so adodo na afrese nka entimi ensake no na nkomantwetwe bebre na akoso mepese ye begibre na yakotietie bi ne nso ya de your voice to the discussion na yakoso say Dr. Randy Abbey should he be sacked ananse enjano na onto aso enye na adwuma
anopai ebinom se o momba nkra no munye cocoa farmers no munye sei in fact nipa bi ba ho na onye cocoa farmer kra cocoa farmer bi da nase do you get it cocoa farmer for da omumu ko ho nase all right assume so mum ko kra ya taxi drivers for nko na ebo ko jan ko gina ho mpa cocoa farmer bi mpa ye pa kese pa na obebo amasa taxi driver no anti Mr. Politicians say more cancer be like assuming the person who went to Cocoa Board cry nye cocoa kuania unyini se cocoa papa kokra bi danase e bompa ye bi man say me dem as pass am kokan ya asema ye to da bia na ye akuafo no and then I'm speaking as a farmer ye akuafo to da bia na ye ho ye mobo so media me hu ni say two things insensitivity and disrespect sebe at humobro pa ye wodi makuafo no edu ni pompon so ye hu se ye ni say humobro no ba ko ba ketekete say kura de makuafo e na se be ye muwo mo sa adibuo no kakra na senior lawyer tin hu sisi ye no say at least akuafo in fact there are 1 million farms more than but for the last census Joseph Wahie du mo ye no they registered not less than 1 million cocoa farms.
Okay, not less than 1 million cocoa farms.
Yeah.
Okay.
We say no more so mo be cocoa farmers pension scheme as a bisa. And so they started farm mapping and registration of Adi. They registered not less than 1 million cocoa farms. Tifan says so there nipa ba kumpo na ye adwuma wo farm ba. I know say in one farm you can't have one person work in one farm and yet possible. Omudoso. But if I say if one person pay one farm cry, we are talking about 1 million people, farmers. Sebe, no consultation, nothing. Yes, a cabinet went to a meeting. The cabinet moko as what farmers or as then. How many farmers did you invite into the cabinet? Omu groups no anam penimfo no. Unse farmers omu oku, especially cocoa farmers no. Omu chief cocoa farmer, almost region bia cocoa region bia one the chief regional cocoa farmer district bia won the chief ni ade mutimi nya da age akura tie omo problem na map to pro problem ne ba free October omu bie cocoa no say afie we omu bie cocoa be 2-3 times ye bie ye dika hinte March ye betum ena ma holding kakra ba ye ena ye bie ni ntem August because of holding na cocoa ni mbant ye bie ni ntem ansa na October season nanka se fiase nanka sanso no omusa bie enti na ma ebo no 120 bidi kan baaye ansa na 450 bi ba be kan mo na nya akoko wie 360 no so atiase enti no October ye bie season na problem start yo enti uti so bi ka se fit November ye ntu ameka ye bie season October wonsa anka sika November chese ye bie season na problem ne start enti enye putu problem started in Sikanko November, Sikanko December, Sikanko January. What stopped Cocoa Board for so start to engage farmers? Shisha who sa LBC cratch for na LBC cratch for sa esu cocoa yi when minim say yeah who talk cocoa na quality for nya de musil ni bon say kim Cocoa Board dia
nyo dia bio
e da so si shed hokura Cocoa Board dia nya dia bio. It is our engagement now from October, November, December, ABC ne to cabinet. Cabinet then crown in the cabinet sebe o ma ba so nku akotena se pa mo ntimi ehun akura form
only minority in the yajum because our proposal is send ka man penny be state of the nation address na Kema cocoa farmers in parliament.
Mr. Na MPB can Masebe Jumbo. Emma speaker cracker. I no in charge of Onya, but media Baho. I don't think it's a taxi driver's crack or a rally more and answer demonstration more. Me sure say be better baby. You see, unless and my sons what to say be more baso mudie. Cocoa near to Sunday Mupepa.
Another group about Bontia say cocoa no de no.
Oh, now man, you're some baby, me know. Politics, yes, I'm man, you're 17, no, eh? You bet me a chobi bansa. Obeka so ye, oh, Minsanum Chan,
Sanquane Wado.
Media, Mestre, and Nudim, as a man, Cosunyana, near me, ya woman say, Utie are buying communicators no more kasa. Oh, umbe blame me world market price, and you may cry at TB. And you may back one man to a minute to a champion fan count, minim sena and canny issues or loti and who. I have moved you to say a wa, and I can say more two sabri and carbe then, Mutabisa, and then the end of man too, but umutaye price. No masaya one carbe then. Now for my by inflation. Now wait me to way, now wait me to way. Now for my basa, you know. Automatic adjustment formula reforms in it. It looks like the format is followed, except that many to employees are one car bed and film. You see, me they can automatic formula no one can say. The automatic formula, any and one car bed then question no. It should come from a very lazy businessman.
Okay.
Yeah. Who a businessman? Ghana a businessman. Fancy Ghana a Nipo a businessman. Businessman no nyame adom sa oil de ya na ye ka ho asem sisi say automatic adjustment abesolve oil problem na Ghana ntu oil na ye we go to the market only to go and buy. We were not suppliers onto the market. Okay. Cocoa dear me nua kwabna and then na bibia ye friends Aboabia senior we were some time past near the leading producer of this same commodity we are talking about, and then near that second into the market where we supply Saniema we no. Yeah, major suppliers to that market. Who ye businessman? Ghana ha. Obi edimo. Emono say your ha. We supply move and say 30% and 40%. We ni Cote d'Ivoire cry kabo mukra dia. Muninam 60% of the market. You think you can come and cry like any other person comes to cry? Unko tokeku. Who cry the owner supply. Cocoa and free Ghana. And because of that, you were forward sales are and penifo di can buy no more use because Ghana cocoa ni a premium. I know a ding. I brofone pay. And Ghana cocoa na yet here. See a person a ton 2028 season. To send ya minia no free Western North. Eka say you say against the tree no. Send ya PC beti me ato against the tree no. I brofone so omuto cocoa yi. Omutimito Ghana there against the tree. Enyante ma ye kura no mutimi to your friend forward sales enti your sister the market no edu baby na hwene se bo no wo soro na se ye na betimi abo akuafo a ton wo kokko nyina wo da sa bre no obi beta ma osika no atena se atwen se obe supply dia bre no mo se ye nye no. Where from that reasoning?
And they want the best price for the cocoa. Umpe price na cost na ya ton.
And net price no. And net price no. AF and says 3,000 something me what?
4,100 now.
And net world market 4,000. Good. As against November, December, a year can and then 7 to 8,000, 10,000 hono. Then I had the best for the farmer. Whoever sat there to see that 10 and yet the best. 9 and yet the best. 8,000 was a mempe, 7,000 mempe, about 6, about 5, about 4. And Sanaoba Bebob natural creafono. That person should be a very lazy person. Only the CEO nina, only the CEO Randy Abbey. Me just say Randy Abbey in the check trading. You'll be a juma. But or no, any the CEO nina, they should be extremely lazy. Unfortunately, December 5th, around that time, ne born 8,000, 9,000 more. Now. Chairman Randy wo FIFA you. It's that time now we are for share pe bibia TF we are for see you ho koko for see you ho. No shebo. No shebo. No mu ye ball ho draw. Do you get it? When communicators ne discuss here. Omu just anyema we nyina free mu. And they talk about world price. Wabro momunim say world price no so sebi. World price and any first time about 4,000. Seriously, I got 10,000 crowd within this same period da. I got 7,000. I got 8,000. Then 8,000 ne buy and the mumba can then chere yen. Wabra Ghana send ye koko ni tenti omutimi to. In fact 2027 dia ye nyangura 2027 mu crowd. Obetimi aton ne aton 2028 de ne. Na wanya secured price e the farmers no. Na farmers bia kwani bia plan ya wetimi plan ni enti ese adwuna kuafo no ho se sebe omu bebre no a school ya makoko ya munim risk management ni ade omu ansuye no ni omunim an se koko bo na da sei men so mete 10 bucks. Do you get it? Enti Mrs. ebetimi ayese ama ebetimi ayese ama me say that of fertilizer he say that to say he say that to say omu de na nye salary o omu de na nye income. Sa 3,006 na yate so na ye feel say yate cocoa bag bia so 1,000 no. It's like you have attached their salary to say na go word for so muso mate on salary so yeah. Omo akuya fosi ga nye salary. Akuya fosi ga your expenditure. Na
Can mine with you.
Nyame ya dom na se bi ka ne nsemu a wasi cross. Na no kra ne be ka ne nsem no osa de hye nim for the next season na de nanim kuani bia no sika income bia kuani bia no sika salary kuani bia sika expenditure enti sisi no what an expenditure ne so no obesi da adokua no. That's how we should say it. But I mean, if we begin to see it as salary there, no wonder yet tiswa high. Me sure say cabinet ni umumutina se nyina they were extremely insensitive because omuhu ni say your income e sika bia ekokuafo ni nsem ti yete so say ya enye e ba ye kua no aho sika na bia no mate nti me say meti hai me bompa ye say enkonya nsunsuanso e wo ye next year produce so na me de manusi no me so wo ya age wo mre
time no ya so your other issues to look
finance minister minua atoforsen odikoko ye politics pa tine me nwanwa se ono ne pen so ne befiri na no aba ne sa ne manema ni nyina ni din gina mu ewo mu ntintiman na nyame anim ni he has demonstrated some rigidities ewo expenditure so ni nsemu aye den kakra ema niema bebeka bebere ho no eso otua wontimi ntua esa 50,000 metric tons ya 500,000 metric tons ya esi ato yikura no a eno kura amanfo twen sika mu nsankan sika no kura Mate se nura ne nrechi we release mu 1.2 ye pay 11 billion dia kutua kadada da ho kadada koko no magye awie ntua aka 11 billion for skabra 850 baako 200 and something baako 1.2 enti even ni ayaji dada ne kura na ye pay skada kotua no the LBC's needs as well as over 10 billion Oma 11.2 you are still not solving the problem e cha na eju si akua ni onya dan enti even metua bi ne kura no na dabi mini akwabna let's be sensitive kakra le mo me anwene akuafo ehun kakra. Number 2 nanka bail out your option matter am for make a lot of defense. In fact, yeah, academic platforms so people give all the sides of the discussion but for me for the sake of the vulnerable ni pano senia otie na djuma ni mu hatie wo kwafum na wo pamowo nsuo bo mi so mo hu bi da everade akwesa pon 2006 na mi ginemu ye call one time kokoje cocoa seedlings eni ayanso ye nurse ye wo ho na egina nsuo mu bu atodwe die yi ne o chese na ni nyina chi no it comes to bailing me out for something I didn't commit made them ye kuani madam me koko nie. When we had the chance to choose between yempe bibi mfanso masene na eya yasa pekoko no ahusika ni bia dia behye atete ye ka no we rather sold them out. The ntimi antwitwa anje ekuafo under finance minister yi ntimi ka ko se ni nsemu ya ye den dodo ohun obi ese ohun ni mobo kra ohun ni mobo that is bad.
Okay.
Sika ne kra 10 billion ne kra omuhia ne kra yempe kakra so yemfa won no fa gotu omu kan so yes mama 1.2 da be na ade ne aga ba komom so minimum bia on a different project World Bank project bia it started about June 2024. In fact, said transited government. Now buying by not because of contract issues into muhote all payments. Then you say, oh yeah, you should move. Or be can't want some crowd budget move or parliament. Also, why you should move in every ma Ghana team service. Then. Nipa ninya email say oh we are sorry for the delay. Then and I was due to the audit here media. BBA ni abia fine. So email ni by October. Basi na ye wo February nipa ne san kan sika we gina so akọ import niema man niema ba be port. It was for manufacturing. World Bank sponsored project enye government of Ghana.
No so sika ho yede.
E na ne niema ne so e ko demurrage. When you send ne so oh yeah sorry na then the nim say ade be chima. Nipa sika akọ ye import awa be gutem port mo ko demurrage. Papa ne kasa no den say guniti. Finance minister on say ya ye den.
Thank you.
Na on kanokre. Yes, you two cocoa bona aba form. Two, you two so say dollar na ahode no. Eso so aba form. And cocoa ni bo no, any dollar na a strength no. Na a chere cocoa ni bo Ghana.
Okay.
Which we have some the price no. Any dollar na ahode no, and a chere ni bo Ghana. But we soon your first time so sad na to ye.
Okay.
Me sanso gi two mu bi mu say ampa cocoa bo de cow. Cocoa board as a mine institution a cow. But so you get to say, we soon your first time so cocoa board deca. Me shall say as young boy woman your semono. Me who say a bain biaba. I'm all by and waka say a binder than I had it. Cocoa board and yafa soda. You been see that. JJ Rollins a few ho. Yami papa or my pinku for a jam me cherry now shemi. You can say JJ Rollins a good cocoa board. I'm a cabby. I'm paying JJ so a few honoma, I'm paying Miss Abbey.
I'm paying for free.
I could for few on my Miss Buy. It was the same thing. Miss Quado is who would be. Say, oh, pay. Say, I could swag mine. And then a yoke for buying a cool cocoa board. Now, I can't quite want me for an onion day. Anchor. The same thing 2017. When a year Mills administration, and no man paying was administration, a quite year. Ah, yes, we buy. I don't want it. Opuni imported for trousers, cocoa board, cocoa rose. That time no cocoa rover. And omukan. It's ABC. That time okay the olam. And a year what do you call it? Cocoa board, a case in the UK. Arbitration your mine a kabubruja. So they make say aban biaba a cocoa board. Aban biaba a can cocoa board no. Ayo pipi send a mess here then a can. But aban biaba on transfer sa e kano enfam akokokweni no aban bia ba on manage kano se be kokokweni no ho nye den enkyere no so tamayen so me kire eye nana dankwa Baumia administration ye ba ye on the 7th of January 2017 it was the same thing na sabi e ka o ebiem na eye kokoni bo wiasa ma sadwam no e so ate from eye 3,815 US dollars per metric tons. About 1,750. A shipping 2,000 US dollars in the free so. That was 2017-2018 crop year. By then a year, yanteso. By yanteso no, a boni yantum by maintaining the better year na need my cook no. And then a ban ko jis fro. If you foot home, Eddie ma cocoa board. Cocoa board a year no de a breach gap na wo no the financial deficit na wo in the 2019-2020 crop year on nya fa so no e no year ban sika de ye den e de ma no sa no cocoa board ye bu no e di say wo ba na wo ba betoka wo ba na se cocoa board no ko e form of yesa se dwam na o transfer sa e ka no in the form of a year haircut e de ma e ye cocoa kuani na then na enye management but rather mismanagement and incompetency.
Is it not the reality? That's the reality. Sana aba. So why don't we face the reality? Na yema sekoko phone who said this is the situation I want.
Me why you kokko adwuma da and me kyerɛw. What you assembly can say against cocoa tree? What era? Akuafo no your time be say against cocoa tree. As kyerɛ ne say cocoa kwani bi ani sika da ho. Cocoa kwani bi ani sika o bank. And it is a abandoned yan and suko buona. No, I find a cratchet. Me chen the purchasing crack. No, in a corner fool. No more and shrania would be an honor. Sydney would be an honor. na wa project it.
Okay.
Say I feed the metal 50 bags. And then obey. No, I advance ka. Say mommy emu 20 bags. Multiply by the current price. Ebi a 3,600. Na waje. So beti ni koko ni di aiden adi aba. Eno no kweni ni de shine dan yase. Eno kweni ni di twa ne ba school fees. Eno kweni bi kwa di kan koto 207. Na wote tin kakra. Na di koko na ai beden aba be shem. So what announce cocoa price of 3,600. Okweni no against cocoa dua akwaje a year 50 bags 3,600 wodi awie ne dey say or take cocoa na komani PC ade bi si da 100 years odanya ne ya 1 million baako 1 million mienu 1 million miensa what a million edu eni akire eti sika waje ne bosia about 2 months ago a wona so ye a wadi awie no afi okweni ne kwakofa 1,000 Ghana cedi multiply by a 50 baht no kwaje ye no which is 50,000 Ghana cedi aje ko pesika no ba bi no de akoma ye krache ni no and ye kokwa akuafo no so no ye kokwa afuo na ye nye ntos ye ntontos ye ntos kwa kakra bi ayedi so oni any source of income the idea edana American one of the stations say aban a increase kokwa obo na nko ba bi e wona the death rate owo ni rate ebesi o mani efire na amika say ekosi next month no we yem be show mama another data kura e friend adofia koko purchasing crack abanye sika ntoko no from November no ono person onya koko mo cause onya mo a na de share scale no 2 kilos onya more profit so company tin nya sika dia onkoje bosen so oko ADB akwa koje 200 bags sika at the rate of 3,600. Wa rache e de to koko no koko okuafo ho. Mistake ba na say wan sili koko no so anko system no so enti aban capture. Enti no na ba be koko a ye fa na say aban toye. But akoje eye ehu sika 3,600 by 200 bags. O this kind of makuani ne deda. Koko na ba. Wa reduce koko ne by 1,000 Ghana cedi. And it ono no akoje 200 bags for bank no. And then Oboka will be a 200 bags multiplied by 1,000 Ghana cedi. Or by demonstration as well, multi TV so or poison or no. So it is not about exchange rate. The area be my make us about with more than Sababu ni ntwonwe ya kan ebuka trade and kede we ni besi ho. Ne de ama no. Tie se oma akwala banku dia be 10 years na obeso wosesa no e ma ne mo a ye putu brekompe e ma ne mo tie du ba bia de banku ni kakra fra e mo no na o ya na ni taste no na change ya na o ma ne foforo. That is how you change policy. So you cannot just stand up a day unprecedented. There is a year Dr. Liman Emreso. It was only 2 months in a cocoa omanto. It was one of the reasons Tia J.J. Rollins, a year coup, a 2 Dr. Liman. Oye no oba adofia, oba borderline so, eba swagoko, okada history now. It was only 2 months. But where the oba ye no, unprecedented. November, December, January. Me no kasa se CIA. Koko akuafo koko ekufia ye nyo obianto. 4 months. 2 months yetu obi. What the 4 months? The air ni bre sama many abra mi bomu ni biem ni. Look, when you are here, what is it so aban say odisika ma RBC for no. And I'm so much creating or something. I feel 1 billion. Put this one on record. Say Ministry of Finance, Cocoa Board, me publish RBC ni baako.
One.
Ah, Omama Niska, me I do remember resign as communication director. Obwa.
First me Franco.
And now LBC for a meeting. It was a Zoom meeting. And within LBC for an Ankasa as association, you know, Omukomu nim the Abama Niska. They don't know the Abama Niska. Ebio me no kasa se CIA. There is no one company. Ah, Otogoko. Abano so ma LBC for sika. The LBC for Ankasa nim do receive sika no. Ebio the whole Ghana no. There is no company ba kokoro Otogoko. Enti kuafoko ni kusuko fie. So if it's true you have given money to some LBC and they are not using the money to purchase the cocoa, name that LBC. But per my investigation, I want you to put this on record. Abbey ne ye Jimmick, Abbey ni Nisika.
All right.
Abbey for one CD, and my LBC Nibia. If OTB Provincia, I'll resign as communication.
Thank you very much.
Let's all face reality. Let's all face reality. At the end, I see. They now him say cocoa price, world market price of cocoa. Yatiso. It was $7,200. No one can dispute this fact. And a yatiso about $4,100. Indeed, the government cannot absorb all. So the meaning can say almost bosia baby, don't famish baby.
Previously, says I no more.
No,
and I reset in Akaho.
They reset in Akaho, of course. Sir, as a buying behind the strategy and an approach towards a friend say certain policies.
Okay.
And for that matter, sir, buying people go Bobosia. I have a subject for Nekas, Abeda, a Hodia, Okoboka, the Kutuaka, Sabunia.
Okay.
So I say, and until why not face reality for once? Young and once says world market price of cocoa has fallen deeply. And for that matter, the base by say they are yet to about 50,000 metric tons of cocoa. No, dear. Abans will maintain the old price at 3,600. So what I say, but the good password, Sabia for CC said the Bible Tony dear. Was he in Obama Womo? And you also a momocra. Per the price at world market, was it a 2,850 something?
2,587. Okay, the world back. Okay,
world market price. Okay. What they buy a 2,800 plus something small go actually. And I buy okay. Me my bro, me mamo around 90%.
Okay,
93% of the amount. 2,500 plus. Now I mean so maybe 300 Ghana cedis na karo. And no crowd me in fact, me be better for fertilizers, more spraying machines, more weedicides. Any idea didn't you know? I don't need to be making such provisions at the amamo. Until no madaroma, Munsum na a few dear anymore. Sabi, cocoa don't emerge yet, and then Yafi wins on Kwana cocoa na, Sabi do free to tell, Obetel so fast when you are. A sign abba, nano, this is not what we are expecting. So what I say, to say the COVID, say you come, no, be no person covered by say you come. When so one of such friends say, unfortunate incidents, and I see. For that matter, I see and so we move now in the subsequent year, no say market no cost as the prices of cocoa no cost. What farmers I do? What be my home?
Okay.
So
I want to ask a question. COVID-19 by area politics.
Sure.
Cocoa no, it be no the politics because politics as usual. Haircut by area politics. What's the difference between all these things? Because me, I'm speaking as a Ghanaian, not as a politician.
I understand your point. But then, we cannot run away from politics as far as some of these things are concerned, and the well-being of our citizens are concerned. We cannot run away from partisan politics. And a party and idea by your definitely. Politicize, why not?
Okay.
So what I say, but once I said now, for 2,500 plus. You hear the inflation of this country. As at the time, cocoa, 3,100. Satam cement boy say. Cement to be 120 Ghana cedis. With that amount of 3,100 cement to do now with us at that time, around 25 bags of cement. And yama sabi 2,500 plus. Cement to do around 30 plus. So it tells you, say indeed, inflation I drop it. And if the value of money, the value of that 2,500 Ghana cedis, it's well appreciable than the 3,001 about 2 years ago. So until you should factor all these things. Say now, you should say prices of cocoa above from the economy is the same. Comparatively, which moves 2,500 cedis. I change the now 3,001. And it's a fact. You can't dispute it. It is clear. You can't dispute it. Maybe I won't what do you call it? For the battles, you can do it. And in the end, walk out with the name. So what I say, there be so his girlfriend, and then what I say, the body language
is speaking to you.
What I say, so I come. They said me come, and me family me some pound and for. Aside that, I buy so the reforms. Your friend say Parliament as a bill. Near Jituma Abbey law ama Ghana. let's see how feasible these reforms are and how we bit me about Ukraine. One, or see price adjustment, friend is automatic price adjustment program. Opposite the Biba. Now Ukraine say about A and about B and 70%. No government would reduce cocoa price below 70%. And don't you know, and only then again, yeah, Baby processing the cocoa beans, locally. Companies are available. With processing cocoa beans, locally. So they be buying need to before you major so first word then of course, you be raise bond. Now there be a syndicated loan affairs on your kojia. Now a pressure die so your total cocoa na was here the abruchi. Now say you bit me you have into me you should never change na was here the corner. You bit me raise bond wa say sika ogan o mai mu. Dey dia to cocoa no. Dey dia processing cocoa no. And no eba na sa say be faso dey no be multiple. Now aside generating revenue no. Bebu no so benya adwumayo. What I say,
Yamra the reforms and Amimbusa question there. For the processing of the beans, I'm for it.
Yes.
But what price a costra, ne costro, a bafoma, ne bafom no. What benefit the bois cocoa farmer or no, or said na one more extremuno, or the against the cocoa tree, inti, on the names of what price a costro, what price a bafom. How will it benefit the cocoa farmer?
If it becomes a law, say say your cocoa na beans a woman women are buying to me and turning below 70% of the world market price. Se cocoa no whichever price be a billion or amani biano, world market biano.
I mean 70%.
A friend says 70% and above.
Okay.
So I say, and a basana and we buy Cabe Chasian Bell says a mra, so was a mammo not below 70%. A quenino began no one here. So what I say. And this time round, a binocra and more than 17. It was above 70%, 90. And Tissa almost dear or my presso. Omunya a bag of cocoa and a ton around 97 million. Oh, Muma 31 million. And I am just in Puso Culture one say. A bona costro munya 97 million per bag. And you think a mum 65 million. Bamuka said Debbie. And no, offer 65 million. Now, ma, okay, 31 million. Sabi, Sika do was an amount of Ukraine. 65 million old Gunners is the amount of Ukraine. Then 1,000 cities. 1,000 cities and it's very 65 million. Who compared the two? A Mudia Hina said, was Ukraine.
A bit me a kind of blanketly, sir, because they don't wear son, saying they anchor cocoa price call for me, Senka and non accommodate show. Eddie more mamma Sebio. Says can away. Says he can almost over to 2 and I'm cocoa farmer on the only sending you in my meow.
Yes, and to some
say a young people know who say this in a whole on the only say and I was
yeah. And can you say a teacher can you see your mom or dad exact price world market price at Tiano? And Kerry says can be become, but that money is nowhere to be found. You who says it can be a fire and other a friend say corrupt issues are the sector.
Then you should prosecute them.
Of course, the banner is a forensic audit or cocoa board. And for that matter, you know, you need to say, Diana, or be a finding a copper Bubiano. You didn't say, Ghana running anybody.
All right. Thank you very much. My lawyer, Akosaho, na Mintino.
Before the lawyer, 2 seconds. Mimia or the number 2 Mimia Bacope. Mimia a very good analysis, a very practical. The Sikasi see and bit me aye, and the border than sweet me aye. But the me who say, I say, a son mimianamo egrim, and a son yen yegrim, more example. I bind that down no, yes, so we are cocoa for Emma Cocoa born 3,000 Ghana city. 3,000 Ghana city, no, not yet on the basic food, docono, yet on 1 ball, 5 Ghana city, docono, 5 Ghana city, Obakurawa. You want to show be and transfer be. Take cocoa's carry toss on my way. You call for my near D. A yet, I in 3,000 Ghana city. Nana don't call about me by the mum cocoa phone. A total divided by 5 cities here. A total com boss no. A yet Macumaco's has 620 balls. Now look, what they buy a year 2,587 now. What we are okay, 10 million. A total only docono 517. Even if someone to 7 series there, no, now 5 series there. Ebium, me patcho boss, Miss No, or so far, brother. Ebium, now, or can assembly set cement. And so minimum Juma Oko. Ye free abamna cement here and ye 120 cedis. Cement never from 95. Super no was 95. So offer cement cocoa 1 bag, which is 3,000 Ghana cedi. Now you divide it by 10, you free cement of 95 Ghana cedi now. Auto cement 34 bags. But ene cement here to maybe 110. You to be 110. You to be 120.
Politics as usual.
Over 110. Over one. Inflation is the medium and kata so above form. Dollar ni medium and kata so above form. But the Ukrainian do the agreement be ane akosoro. All right. And kafo spraying machine. Akosoro. A free 160. Ako ye 250 Ghana cedi. All right. Kro. Boot. Everything is up.
Lawyer, Mami too.
Yeah, I killed it. Then shut here for name. I know my share. Prof, you see, actually.
I was.
We share cocoa same now. I have been a kakra. It's Krenino. Why any projection? Say, be this crop season. Obenya 100 bags. 100 bags in who's sick any. There will be a converted 100 bags beyond. He said, we'll lose more than 100,000. I did that calculation last week or so. Now, cocoa no senebi oha a mainstay of certain communities, the western part of Western North, Western region, BA, Bono East, as well. And so we have Ashanti region here and part of Eastern region. I think water region so now it appears that we are not seeing the impact of cocoa no haircut, so to speak. Or more ascetinum. You have a for the door Ghana has more than 200,000 or so. We see a chair for Sika, so that's our salary. You're slashing it by 15%. So maybe can say if you are going to implement the policy of deregulation, that is the best. It's the best way to go. For the reforms now, NDC government, but you have to look at what they see now. No, the politicization of the policy. Say, DNA kama eto bitrim.
Okay. I want to see a free.
I want to free. It's MPP for the they are justified. So Musore they can say no. I was buying this kind also the mouth. Because I don't know the last the current the running crop season. O catch so the bomb 3,600 plus. Today they see it. Nasa friends 1,000 difference there. That's what is the quantum me is saying. It's going to collapse the economy of Ghana.
Okay.
How many cocoa bees and they have villa? What's the stance now? It is yet who sat to Tanadia. Yeah, who say betting a cushion of Kuafon Kakra. Because 1,000 is not easy. Yeah. It is
more interest. They paid about 90% of the beans. Now, 10% be paid. That's what they said.
No. It's Adam can say I don't have any problem about that. But they are crying. But going forward, the policy direction at NDC ban, I personally think say the best way to go. Deregulation. At a point in time, going to 2008 election, the then candidate mills also about better fuel price and say drastically. Yeah. Now see the cocoa area friends say fuel price and not say fuel. No, your campaign is you say no, you're free.
Want to find your campaign?
Because one here be explosive. Yeah. As you say, it's a forest. All you the forest meet me at the air exposed big time. It's a non as you doing so but the idea mistake can be said MDC is here and say extensive consultation with only farmers in here. Okay. You can't just sit one day. Who said that craft from just setting? Ebrim see Sikamai, Ebrim see Baba Betty Kukodi Bono. So all of a sudden I've moved to yesterday. You're slashing it down from 3,600 to 2,500 plus. Do you know what I say? But we're not even projection again. It is a say, no, be out of his about 20 bags of cement, 30 bags of cement, a quite won't survive. The next what? We have 6 months or 1 year, and that's the years ahead. So, as a nation, I think we've come to the point, and I said the convergent point, say, so Biden said the reforms in the way to go. I'm for it. Okay. You some people stick it to that. Say, Kosra. Yama cocoa farmers and benefits. A buffer, then we almost appreciate the price number for what market, and that's a word price, a buffer. Well, young continue saying let up buffer now when you about politics. So they're going into 2028 election. Open Kronko Genasa in Zara. And I say body and Konko Kase. say a 12 mamia, cocoa, no, 1 bag. Well, say, Abano, yes, your Bama will be about 9,000. No.
But this is a country, anything is possible. And here,
No.
the next government bar. Obet me a reference and what review mrano.
But the question is that review, no, is it going to note the benefit of all government at the day?
Okay.
And that's a farmer, no, going forward. Because your project should be at least, you said it, medium term, long term, you know, said the people, man.
Okay.
But that be never go back and forth. It will not help.
Okay.
Who says have 4 issues there? This are deregulation and you buy. And he's saying, I'm all piano, who projection piano. So what's me from a country? Political platforms be able to be able to say, maybe I met to say no. And there was every man to be yes, we are consul. Above a consul. It be a crude one barrel, it be $34 per barrel. It's a non determine what the price in there, war year at least domestically.
Okay.
And I said, in the domestic economy, then it's what shape a man for thinking and everything. So, what your projection are, where the way not also put in place. Say, I don't the day, no, surprisingly could do say, own castle, Abana, so changing me.
All right. But that's it.
But the question then is, do you need an authority? Legal framework, and sana what push the agenda of 24-hour economy. You have trade and what? Trade ministry, trade and industry ministry. We can have a department under that ministry. I will be pushing that agenda. You have a director with all the expertise. No assemble. You need not to have sana. You have a PSI. Where is a PSI now? I did because when I was at the Ministry of Education, Free Research Secretariat. Now, NDC by power, no, they made a strong campaign promise. So, scrap. And now, there was a new director, national director, 2 deputies, also appointed to be. It's still under the Ministry of Education.
Yeah.
I didn't answer. It's a politicization of certain government policies. It drew maybe, I don't say, you say, after the exit of NDC, is then people going to embrace same policy or are they going to modify it and what? And continue with the implementation? So this SEC and no one be a SEC and there be any politics in the so you better say, but I'm buying from I need their 2 baby. It's me fee say it's rather we should strengthen the ministries, the agencies under the ministry, no, near who some trade and industry ministry, no, your agency will put that agenda, and that's what will push that agenda. Now, with a 24-hour economy, it is not a cliche. And I say, just what can I say? And dear normal, what are the what indicators? And I say, the better propelling me to that point. Security, lightning system, our roads. They have the manpower. You may think so. Youth unemployment will be now, but do they have what the expertise? The requisite was skills on betting a deliver given opportunity. Educate the year can over advanced countries, no more to 2 kwana year create who can cry 2 kwana, I don't know. And yeah, it's not about say compare as a bring investors. I was following the friends and the discourse in here, but I saw we are trying to entice investors and come over. No more about setting up near day. We are setting up this fund in here. I know that there is going to what build around what private sector. So the private sector driven economy, you have to at the state you have to put in place measures. And no me betimi aboa amasa policy na ade ba na betimi ya do
tax incentives be honum
no with the tax incentives I don't have any problem. It's a fantastic idea. 24-hour economy a year juma, but a year is about the demand and supply.
Okay,
if the demand is high, you have to speak to the companies we were more running 24-hour economy. I mean, 24-hour service.
Yeah.
Or call this government institution, Ghana Publishing. They have been doing 24 hour. And you don't need any rocket scientists to tell you, say, there are certain people the demand is so high to the point to say, so what I'm for be now, I'm who come to be meeting, I'm for request with the other.
Yeah.
Like the passports. The passport service now, when we are in the I do the day, I'm for baby now, come over, crown at the Bianco TV, now you deliver the brand. Until I don't know running so 24-hour now. There's no qualms about that.
Yeah.
But the year say, I need a cookery baby. Now we have what? A director. Is it the Gositano? I think I forgot.
Yeah, Gositano, yeah.
Near Safa, not that one for now. We near Fed Human. Waste of what? Such resources.
Okay.
An opportunity to create jobs for us, certain people.
Okay.
By media, say it's a fantastic policy.
Right.
But you who quite ever to implement it. So there's no need to establish an authority to push their agenda, just like the National Service Authority. They fought for what? Say more with the status of authority. What happened? The former appointees, what is happening to them?
All right.
So that we can engage with the what? Other foreign investors in our day, we can sign our days, we can do this, we can raise our own fund. Who raise the fund or him fund? Whilst we have the trade and industry ministry.
Okay.
Another what? Interconnected, and I say, others, the state agencies, I'm here pushing that agenda. And to the young say no my boy high and to your boy say now you thinking through you engage what broadly. I don't the day you ever can the but this implementation will get your point now then we get stuck.
All right, Frank.
Good. Lawyer Kabi, I think I had a very good presentation, but the 24-hour economy primarily was introduced and was conceived to solve the youth unemployment in this country.
Okay.
Said ye be ya ye mabunu ye offer so no nua no ma sabi omo we schools omo wo fie ye nya adwuma nya no omo be nya adwuma ye. Of course the partnership between the government and the private sector.
Yeah.
So the government's responsibility is to create the enabling environment, so to speak. Said the be ya private sector na sabi odin sika ni other resources ba be wura mu no ono nso be nya hotoso who say yes indeed Saban wo mu dia megidi se misika na enya dia sabi be den ebeko beto chimana se beko wayward enti no me gitu me say the political world is there. The presidential special initiative for non-lawyer can want me. I say yes, former president Kufuor conceived that idea no na ni so de hunu ni say enka eba na beboa ama economy na ide afa ne to my prefer then sabi hanko ye so I say for you water and sabi tifeye but this the president has said categorically so indeed the 24-hour economy no e idea onu ankasa no e na this wadi hu innovation I no ntino the authority status say the be omo betumi
one for still who shape ni shape no
24-hour economy
who ni because say friends saying minority of parliament say the policy na say dem kan wasem wo say na pia bontia
policy so policy no say who drafted the policy in itself entirely a bit different from its implementation.
Okay.
So I say now
so you sure say bit me solve the unemployment problem?
It will reduce it. It will not
solve it completely.
But at least send any America money, Germany, no world leaders in the unemployment here. But our hope is that I better the youth unemployment in to the barest minimum. Now, it will increase productivity. So, introduce here. Indeed, unemployment. So, but productivity was barely zero.
Okay.
So what I say, in fact, we manage at the end of the day not buying sick crown or sunshine or napco for no.
Okay.
But in a situation where Nipano were engaging per one employer no, Juma Dina Wodino. I think also to increase productivity by the production of course there. Then of course, Jumadi na odi na you bit me your home for so video they trying to cut.
Okay.
Example, these pharmaceutical industries, agro processing now buying so the focus on any manufacturing sector no. Me this is buying to na nife ho ye. No right investment coupled with the private sector now. Me this a be booming. If the fund mabru ni bebre mo makoye djuma. Productivity will increase. And then, Sasikana Bina, Bigano, you between the chair or Moka, a bus on the economy inside. I expand more. So what I say, into the Yanani and Fakuma Panta, why not? Did this 24-hour economy has come to stay? We should all give it our support, and I think we should stop this issue of pessimism. Abia ni pani dibesi na nisu so ye bia na se wo nya komapa wo do ano do moko
do ano kana say
So I just don't want to become we say and no can na omo the right energy, the positive energy be be jumani mu abema jumadi na ye no bon say I didn't koto buyer.
All right.
Baha, sorry. And you know, message say 24-hour economy has come to stay. Let's all give it the needed support. Said yeah, Ebema he offers you know manum so.
Prof, memra ho answer maba ojaba ho na Prof me now 24-hour economy is a law. Yeah, aban sign our company den say emra. Say the 24-hour economy has come to stay.
Okay. Yeah, can you know about man? I say
because we are maybe
okay. You know dear OSP ne see ne sans no dear. I think say baby a akotwere no obuma na ntwere hɔ a. Aha. But who say ada
I'm for raise questions who say na tie de nkan ne nko fara bamra.
Debi. Say me fan say twem do. Me de medical ko afidie so da say be madam araba.
Ko jari chiri.
Even though she was fighting for what was right to he was using the
so loud as
court until media mean or ni penny mean kaso unjai by me ba me nyas adaje no me come nko obi aba and me dem come any problem but near baby abesi so me na make say as a NDC for ni be happy about it and me near penny Martin Pebun so say mo submit petition
also also nyamfa ne de
okay enti no mo munya satisfied by it nyina media I'm pleading with them say omu enya e man nka ne enkoye nim abato no so bedi nkunim wa hu Madam Jean Mensah ontimi nya ho hwe sansu na abedi nkugu a wa hu Madam Jean Mensah ontimi nya ho hwe o me be fi me hwehwe mu bia se wo baby me the report ba becho na ya hwe if the ekoso na ya manage na fa ne say nyame mpangu I'm not saying that is how it's going to be senken na ye election day na wati koko fo sika so 1000 jimensa beti me aboa
Abbey they no be
enti mestre let's respect that institution Madam Charlotte na yi koso ko na meti bia me no to champion tie be kaya ankosi hwe
yeah
ene Madam Jean Mensah de na kopem you see there is no prima facie munya na manenya na juma na rather no munwini nipa ne ho me said my first submission na make a sensitivity and a respect for human beings so mudwini nipa ne ho a sebe man ne de jamo say mo nhwe yen na mo fa nhwe yen so ma ya setena munye yi se mun ba nkwantana so bedu nkwantana so na mu take decision no a aya mo nwini yen ho Akufo-Addo beka cho say sorry man penny that Akufo-Addo beka cho say as for the economy there say ya ebehu say na ebe hye no na nipa de ya nwini nipa ho ne ma nipa ne wu a ye ntimi nkonya ne ma bi mudu nkwantana bi a ya mo nkai sa de no
okay
when you do that the people will be kind to you at the polling station at the ballot box wa anya sa na wo choices bi ekoye mo sika na ekotu nipa twene ba bi a anhwe ana nipa ne so on the day na Jemen sentimi amwao because the America question say the electoral commissioner can never when timi amwa na Akufo-Addo de ne ba ya ontimi mwa wo ya hand me mo bia fa na ni nto yisi so na munya omuno madwuma na emom no mo ne omanfo ne ntina ye constituency by constituency MPs amunkom krom MPs e frem amomfa master ti jadin bone anu no no chena bi uko ne anto amawa o si Mensah na ye ya na sawa na ye mo mobra papa ne ntoma mo enten dem de beto ho a then 24-hour economy me dem adwene mu no we hu say bureaucracy ne ye hye bureaucracies bam na ye ipe no hu say we don't really have a clear path ye nim ni aye pese ye say
all the hulabalu basu during the campaign still I nim the
no, the word 24-hour economy there sounds nice. But ye ding. Okay, oh na ye. Ye ding. Abwa ben like I don't know why. Then ye pese ye.
24-hour economy is mean to be interesting.
What you say? Kasbenti hoyi. Kasbenti u free wa.
Obi beba.
Obi be she wa nai.
Tie den dey 133. One bear
1,000 because u free obi ba. Onu so free obi ba. Hwe also for mokpa so for free fancy him matching crowd the babechen so what I say he is even likely to pull more crowd than your democracy it is Adentia. The content of our program no. It draw more people. Among for any demand near high.
Yeah.
Sansu na nyo ye free ha oba be bonyu mi. Ni nyumo ohyehyɛ no sabe to da bia wotie saa na de
for mother.
Ubetie, untie kura ubetie.
Yeah.
Enti eye demand. Enye obi na ba net law bi ene be ma wo Kesman. One running 110 and I say 120.
Anyway.
Eye demand.
Okay.
Eye simple adi ye ni eni abo bia ni wi ase 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
Debi there's nothing like that. If the need arises, meaning factory be what a just so kwemo baby omucha socks.
I'm not your customized socks no.
O just say omu kwa dem betu be 110. Omu gina so sa. Nti when you see somebody says oh me better secretariat be. Number to need 24-hour secretariat. Me be yemre bi. Number to need 24-hour law. Me be say be senior. Margin money dear. It is an absence of direction. Ye name at the crop and ye can one.
I see.
Say a mebun and a person a moment juma ya. By now, anka industrialization should be our priority. Senka a public space, the same year can teach for one ever run a shift. Emma we move half a ban or partner half a bay we are. Anka by now the education ministry should have been engaged on how to on school nim ebi mumra no pa na ebi mumra wi ase na be teacher for benya adwuma ye senka ye have one na nka if the things they told us during the campaign say ye no ho yi na na nka ya anka se ba na nka kanea street lights kra na enya mbobo ye nka se ba na kanea koma afuom ho one tram because na say kanea be kwa afuom
yeah
emo atimi ado anadwo ado awi ado anwumra ado bibia nyeza it is seriously no we a buying time approach as they try to see exactly hefa no munso adene na na munso ni ti ana munso ni because ebeba be wie demand na senior lawyer aka ya kwan ye da so wo ho ya yenye yi ni ye kan electricity ye da so dum kakra na so kakra na ejina so kakra na dum kakra na so kakra why 24-hour economy na light na dum me ba me line so nyina dum me free na me fie die num but me ba na me line so bebre dundun le ba minim na esi o machi but why 24-hour economy nipa na kwotena dwumam ho like your doom light how bad Ghana so ni enya importation yi e bia say enuanom me unfortunately nyamfa omo free mu na yi ya omo free Burkina ba asenkoto mi ye import gari o gari toothpick na ye import ye nya akwanya first time na anopedo enumedo to chef for cheme yes ye to sanitary pass dia ba ye ma e wo school a yakokra $200 million. Do you get it? And where the 24-hour economy no there, paperwork na ekoswa because Mteminia Penny Gusitano is now trying to pinpoint exactly where to start the whole thing.
So much I say 24-hour economy markets.
Incentive. So the issue is that markets no. KJT market for example, for instance, 24-hour marketer. Anka na anka alcohol man ka benya diato.
Yeah.
And yes, security would have been provided, then there would have been set up, everything would have been done. Me kra de minya kra anka loading and offloading ni strictly enko so anajo.
In the market those that will work in the night
omombe adwuma anajo wa bia person so niema eyi niema e offload ye den nyina no ye best start anwumre e bia 7 and 8. Ma yes adwuma ni be pay. LG4 omu logistic company e wa brochire eno no anwumre na ye ko na trucks ni nyina start ba na aba nti mu be yi ahyehye ansa na ade achema omu mu ba be ye adwuma na kasa aba nti bibisa can work out in the 24-hour markets for busy places like here and then KJT the person 24-hour economy market party betimi aye but then some areas ye nyina nim the challenge that will come o dey ade kosi okro obi empo ni ho be ba ho mpa ba ye but what I'm saying is that delay na ekone mra na ye den ni nyina no emebunu ti fie twan adwuma no ene ye hyehye mra na ye te secretariat foforo sisi anep ma adwuma National Youth Authority ma adwuma National Youth Employment Agency ma adwuma ya 24-hour economy the duplication means we do not know what we want to ye nyanya ne pese ye anke aye when government been names over 4 years or the 1.5 be near if exactly
he knows what exactly.
And think Caribbean or me who near person year potting in the course of the year and next year. Now, if you about discuss how
it is
now going to.
All right, but that's it. Ojaba.
Yeah, Cody. Me tie me lecture. Me who say obi bia oje 24-hour economy. Adwuma papa wa ba adie. E wo campaign time no. Say nipa no mo de na adwen di akoro.
How?
The 24-hour economy mo kan kire ni nyina no as captured in their manifesto. Unya da give mo manifesto no mo a. 5 components.
Okay.
The first component is say Ghana yadache. Ghana nye say yada. Omu su krobi say sidi. Say o ye kwa ye na. Ye ko awia all round. Ye ko adwuma all round that enipa nye den. Enipa ena. Therefore the omampanyin a owo so ka kire emabunu no. The omampanyin a owo so ka kire emabunu no enie. Ese aba enyuma mu no. Ye be fa mu enyuma ebi ebekọ anopa ebi bekọ awia ebi bekọ anadwo ebi kwa hemache de omuka ni nyina ne se minwa wo wie university minwa sabe wo ensanudwuma yi omu ye specific in their manifesto institutions ya enye so omoda wan ka se age so what authority answer mention specifically the institutions here say running the 24-hour economy and and what they have to do is one to recruit more youth. Your firm abunu nyumam. Kan to the sense say kegetia. Amanfo ntimi mo money one man adwo. E dey ntia akronfo.
Yeah.
So then that's omo
security.
First security for bebre. Kan to the sense say konongo kwan so. Filling station say bo eye anwumre ayamache one anamapon no. Ye ni police for. It's ever police fire then at the mamo. In fact, you cry a tongue crantia and you call upon honor. Almost may provide security amaya and agree to my tongue crantia. So what was it? Dear Ayami Yana, Mabuna Mutemio. Nurse for Mufia Musu say impostumo. Teachers say Musu and Musu impostumo. It's not like you don't have institutions or vacancies at the Ministry and Health. You go and read the current report by the NGOs on education. Opa in Queen class bibra school dance si wo teachers nim oko hospitals are nurses omo so vacancies in there then you don't need an authority according to the okan ye no the okan ya ne say you are going to give financial clearance ye ba be free gap ni nyina e say oba municipal assembly ho no ma ye benya trade letters do be ba wi ade anwumre de na anadwo de e ti obi bia na ono no ye bamburo no pa adwuma no on qualify so director no or to the mount. Ebiom o catch say teacher for so ano obe post automatic posting in accordance to 24-hour a year policy. Eti obi o pay teacher adwuma ni bia ye no adwuma papa wabo policy 133 or to the mount. Afa so wie na wan kasa Minister of Health be catch say there is no financial space. Akunye nu obetu afa nurses for adwuma esan say ye financial gap no akrosu was also say ye na what promise won but we are say akrosu local government there are so many ko the various assemblies now department be any adwuma for but only need financial clearance but when you were in opposition what the kind of kejetia adwuma papa wabo 24-hour economy na ye nyina na de chene boy some so you have scanned them you have deceived them you have deceived them according to your manifesto it is an over betna ha na ba vet you say to me abedun sa na afei ye bo wachi say emaburu adwuma nye wo se me kwakote authority do you need authority as a minister of health and your financial clearance? Do you need an authority? And son a year in street said divine na boy you woman or your financial clearance. Never you don't need authority. It's the same thing a momo catch a mabrun say Ghana a year kukwaya basano. Would be a friend say stabilization fund. Ebeba. e de be support to eye wiase mansan ye koko no eye basa ye de be support to civilization. Now civilization we fi ho we say fi be then deregulation as the Chinese saying there will be no what you call sterilization fund. What promises sterilization fund? Yeah. You understand? You promise a no when you go and read your 14 policies capture under cocoa. So you will pay them bonuses on time.
Yeah.
I have research 14 promises under cocoa. Sterilization fund year one. And the sterilization fund no what they do regulation. Therefore Emma so. But when the Twabama a yezu a yaza. We no catch so you pay bonuses on time. And the bonus won't come and be more 1 year and ye a year what's come home. We also catch on say you increase their what do you call it back pay cocoa no so what must say in accordance to the world price and in accordance to the sterilization fund. And then the old jam up at the amount. So the NDC in opposition no a different. And the NDC in power no so a different thing mean to be that. And the womb Bruna or to Abama will pay my no. I feel they say yet authority. You promise us on go say more police no more by my and cheaper. Those people me businesses. Yes, I'm catching and the 24-hour economy. So what best subscribe no? Can you be fofo? Can you be stable? Ebe san so ebe san fofo 1 year nie and ne prepay and can ya as obi de na no twa ho a onom ne bo no ekọ boom 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 ekra chese na oba be de oba beto ye 1 year on business is collapsing because of high cost of electricity. Me say as obi teche na ono twimi obi teche ono so twimi ono bi so ka de wo use no na me ne den me nyamen kan say so it is say upon the okay nyina o manifesto mu a Opodoka nyina on 24-hour economy. I feel number can say you are going to build industries, agro industries, to create them jobs. Then edentina mukrosu 1 district 1 factory. Because now you promise in your manifesto say, and the 24-hour economy, every district is going to have agro, what do you call it, factory. What's the difference between 1 district 1 factory and 1 district agro factory? What is the difference? It's not the same thing.
The only difference is the adjectives.
No, it's not the same. Agro, it's not the same thing. You understand? So a mabunin can upon so promise say to about we are pay. Omo benya adwuma ye no. Ye ntwam yensi factories nwie. Ansa na ye nwia na oji wudi ekoto about dem awo no. Wonya adwuma ya na. You have spent close to 1.5 years. You are going to 1.5 years. And you cannot say it's a 24-hour economy now. You are not going to build factories. You are now establishing the authority, going to make sure you build factories. Do you know how long to use to build factory? It's not 1 year. What we have to look at where the resources are. You have to plant the resources to feed the factory. It's about 3 years, it's about 4 years or 5 years. Meanwhile, you promise him, say, what to about no when you this is a scam.
All right. But that's it. Yeah, wrap up. Prof, about 2 or 1 minute now. Wrap up my now. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, me Abbey ay3ka. Me imagine say flagship program kese pa NDC de ba memu ye 24-hour economy. Eye ho clock watch ye bodan ho bi. T-shirts are minuanoma minum ye adwuma omuhye nyina bebre na ye 24-hour economy. Flagship program pa. Me de toto na na de danko akufo ado flagship program na ye free SHS ho a. Emra na manfo cry wona na de danko akufo ado aban mu ka se onya abotre na twen ontimi nye twen next year ontimi nye den na do sinkiti gina so e make sure say e ba so. Enti the energy backup na empanimfo de 24-hour economy nim no for me no say it's just time buying. They don't know what exactly they want to do. Okay. I say huni epese ye bi ne de fa ha ne de fa ha ne enyense ene enkwesi si market ene enkwesi. But the 24-hour economy was done. A young lady no be gina obe church mu say adwuma back 1 3 fa ho watch na it was extremely clear. And a flagship program to make the message. So the to the ane na ku for the flagship program na free SHS no. Or manani bre ye no even the first year. Obi so ba prof ya nto ye bo ase anya nhyehyɛ ho mra tena na do free SHS problems ba ho na de ma men kan cho bra kwabna business cycle na yesua wo school no. The business cycle assumes that after doing everything right business be a befiase bia then a betimi asi challenges aba o partner say 10 years how they plan 24 problems we be mu implementation stage a problem bebem ti mesre flagship program right say na mu ya ye no adumuni adan yes dan ye hu bi dey fa no that will mean a lot.
All right, but that's it. Oto
Kodi. Some day I can be brave. As I say, when folk can be say sabi oba ko dwa na o che.
Oh, you know who ye.
You know beba so.
Yeah, beba so. The 24-hour economy will work.
Definitely.
Okay.
No two ways about it.
Okay.
Say the suggestions no can find. Nye ni nyina na e beto ago bi o ho on point ebefa na ye de aka jumadi ye bedie no na Ghana for no so how feasible the 24-hour economy is. Ebe Ghana for mbabunu benya adwuma ye.
All right.
By 2028.
As to 2028 na move free so.
Me say by 2028.
Na say me ka say we omampani free so no.
Okay, so on be talk.
Okay, so then this will continue with the 2020.
Of course, sure.
All right, but that's it. Ojaba. Finally, what will you say?
I have Vimwa or modest defending 24-hour economy. No,
24-hour economy.
That's a mushime.
I don't know you sure.
Because to be honest with you, Obia or one China or G24-hour economy dear. It's here, me papa or also president Ekaye. The communicators Ekaye. Obi kwa yusu China conference okra gidon
Mr. Pa so entam kase wa
so and so am kan na stra na fe Ghana fo hu se na de nya mo ibe nya mo munya ho yeah
me pacho German kasa Mr. German kasa
Ojawa sana kan say mo betan 20 years upon say the free senior school buy ye the factories buy ye the napco buy ye ni buy ho so no na opposition the same thing am dey okwaku afọ e kan mu ntie no the same thing na ye ntie don't worry you know address me and you no count and you na make count make 24-hour economy once you can distract me you understand they make nyina na say you make a strong promise. They may find social covenant with Ghanaians.
Social contract.
Yes, with regards to creating of jobs. And you clear so bit my inflation about from perfect. I agree. Obit my no man ye cheaper. But say mabru na nya dwuma anya on ba be ye security threat. You understand? And it they miss me no end this for say mon sama mo kan say Ghana for mabru be ko adwuma 133 no. Ye hwe manim say be ye adwuma. Most of them say every district be an ibenya agro industry no ye hwe manim so mo be adwuma. Most of them say every cocoa region ebenya ye friend say cocoa institution and I say cocoa university no western of ye there Ashanti region university eastern region there ahafo there na mo betem kakanka ye da mo say mo she focus here akase na mo be ye
lawyer
yeah Kodi been petition
all right
say your dream was yetimi tena as a nation article 146 of 1992 constitution and yes obi atena wa was so me feel say independent state be and say be EC chair or OSP and say be chief justice bisusu say no maybe cause so and say Francis be cause so na dwuma ya wo yem tim de we agun kratas
politicians na manabasa.
Now we've gotten to the point sir, people are calling for senka yenya emra because 146 and there should be what a statute now spelling out the guidelines the threshold that any petitioner be also
yeah.
I said, I'm saying, you know, so way fractions when they be a me is teacher, and I said, me breach here, so petition. And now the new the constitutional review, you know, recommendation about it. It's fantastic.
Okay.
If you can take a second look at it and then going forward, and the bebwa, I'm away by you, and I can't hold the nerves down.
All right. Thank you very much.